Okay, I enjoyed the last one enough, and this is beginning to warm for me a little bit. I didn't think it would work well solo, but it's working okay. That I'm gonna play another one. At least one more. I don't know how many I can do, because once we get to the hunting, I don't think I can handle that. That's going to involve hidden movement. This one's Showdown 7, the bar fight. Variety Theater, Austin, December 25th. Hey, Christmas, 1876. The theater owner, Mark Wilson, is having trouble with some rowdies. He wants to send for the sheriff, and then Ben Thompson orders him to let the troublemakers go. Enraged Wilson picks up a shotgun, and the battle begins. So we're going to have the shotgun rolls here. There's a larger version that uses 7 characters, but the historical gunfight itself is just the barkeep over here, the owner, and Ben Thompson. Thompson is a pretty good shot here. He counts as a marshal, and the character stats for that is a +3 for the one-handed gun. That's important. He's armed with a couple Colt 45s. Now, when I look over the offhand rolls, you're not allowed to pull both guns and use them at once, which I find a little disturbing. That kind of spoils my concept of the Old West gunner with 2 guns on his belt. I don't see anything that allows you to do that in there, and I'm not sure I'm at all happy. And by the way, I gotta remove some of the marks here. This was someone who got injured in the last one. This was Earp's sheet. He also has a whole bunch of different cards, mostly melee-oriented stuff, but he does have the good drawn cock, which will be helpful if this stays as a gunfight. The barkeep, who I put closer to the offending party, has a Colt 45, but he also has a knife, and he has a couple of melee-oriented things. The strength, which allows him to prepare himself for some kind of attack or throw. And here we have a couple of different physical attacks that are present. The owner has a shotgun in his offhand. He's just grabbed it. It's not cocked. He's got to move it to both hands. It's just like it's holstered, but that's going to probably be his first shot. You know, I don't know if I want him armed with a shotgun. He's got a little Smith & Wesson 38 there as his secondary weapon. I don't know if I want him armed with a shotgun if the barkeep's in the way. But it might be best to shift over and fire with the shotgun from there. It might also make more sense for me to see if he can unload on the offending character first. I think that probably is the best situation, and I can let the barkeep kind of swing around and get a shot off. The problem with the I kind of wanted the barkeep up front because he'd be able to assault. Now, in addition to this, on the back of the list of characters, in case we need it, we have Player Aid Card 2, which is the upstairs floor. What about terrain here? We haven't really gone too much into terrain, so like this is a divide between these 2 hexes. You can see the hexes are a little deformed by it. That's okay. It's mainly a line of sight type of thing that gets in your way, but there are other factors to it that we can worry about in terms of scrambling across the bar and stuff like that. Mostly though, I'm just going to use common sense for this shit. You know, there's a lot of rules to cover. I don't feel like I need to deal with all those rules. I feel like I can look them up if I really need them, but I'm going to just try to play by common sense. I think the best way to play this game is to have one person who just really, really loves it and knows the rules, and everyone else can kind of start to learn them that way. I don't have that opportunity. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to play it well. The stage is raised as well. Try to play it as well as I can, and well, if it doesn't work out, no biggie. But largely, look up rules where where needed, as needed. I guess that's about it. I gotta plot my actions. I don't know how much longer I can go in terms of the scenarios because a lot of them are gonna really require the hunting, I think. So, let's see. The terrain and sighting. Well, it says I can use everything once I get through this. I don't actually have to use the hunting. People can be visible on the map in the other scenarios, but some of them may lose some of their flavor if that's the case. Alright. Oh, by the way, I have a solution for my camera. I've got my old camera plugged in. They all use the same damn battery type, this little rear thing. Well, that one's got its problems too, obviously, since it wasn't charging before and it is now. But basically I can swap out the batteries. I could even use the new one for that, but I'd rather use the old one as my battery charger because it's got other issues. Hopefully it's near fully charged. I know it was charging for a long time. So once I get a problem, I'll do that. Now, obviously swapping out the batteries is going to cause problems too, but you know, this one is pretty close to shot as it is. Okay, so everybody selected their actions, and obviously Thompson is just going to whip out his gun and try to kill the owner. The owner is going to try to pull his shotgun over and fire. Now, actually, he does not need to draw. So I picked him wrong. He figures he's going to get last shot off. So I think I'll do that. I think cock allows him to drop it into both hands. The bartender, on the other hand, I rolled a die to make the decision on him because I already knew that this guy, Thompson's going to do a duck action at the end of his, and he's going to actually charge. But to do that, he has to turn and start moving in this direction, and well, at least to not get hit with the shotgun. So we got a turn action happening first there, and he's going to move forward. We'll see how he goes. He's not going to pull a weapon even. Okay. So first round actions. Order of player turns is 1, 2, 3 for this one. So his draw and cock comes first. He whips out one of his Colt 45s, puts it in his gun hand, and it is currently cocked. That's it. Really nice card for the gunfighters. And he gets his turn action, where he's going to swivel this way. There's not going to be too much excitement here. You know, it's a close quarters situation with very few characters. It's just going to be over pretty quick, I think, from what we saw of the last one. So now we go to action 2. Action 2 is only him. He gets his cock, aim, shoot. Well, he'll cock the gun, and we go to 3. He's got a couple more to go, but he's going on 3. He's going on 3. So he actually has to make his decision first. He does the cock, aim, shoot, which is, he's got to decide if he wants to just fire at this point. If he does, he gets another shot off next. Otherwise, he doesn't get a shot off until 4. He sees a cock, aim, shoot here under practice. He would rather not take that hit. The shotgun's pretty likely to hit him. So I think he's going to unload. So, he has a +3. He's fan firing essentially here. He's got his other hand free. No, he's not fan firing. It's cocked. He's doing one-handed gun. So he's got 2, 3, 4, 5. That's gonna fire around. And I haven't done this guy's advance, so I'm not quite ready yet. This guy gets an advance. He's gonna push into this space. Yes, he does his move, and his next move will be revealed to be a run. Okay. Now, what's kind of cool is because the firing actually happens before he makes it into the hex, but it doesn't affect, he can actually just charge into this hex. I might not end up doing the turn that I was planning on doing here. Kind of screwed up in my pick. Okay, so that shoot was at a 5. 5 at range 2 to 3 does nothing. I missed. Well, that sucks. Okay, and that puts us to round 4. And now I could fan fire if I want, and I think I better. This guy's at 4, he's running. That's the barkeep. There's K, but he's not actually in here yet. This guy's 4, so he has the opportunity to do his shoot. You know what? The barkeep's going to run into here where I want it to, because I want to hold my fire and do it. I don't know. Do it after an aim. So I'm going to drop an aim on him with that. Okay. And now I get a fan fire, which is at 0 plus 3. I get a headshot. Oops. That may not have been wise. Impact headshot with a Colt 45 is a stun 8. That means I've just taken 8 hits here. Right? No. I get 8 draws. Hard to remember sometimes. And that'll be 8 markers. So that's 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should have gotten the first shot off. 7 hits. That's going to be, he was at 20, now he's at 13. And he has 7 delay, which means he's not going to get a shot off this round. I don't think it screws with his aim, though. There was no instructions under delays that are ones that does that. No serious, nothing like that. I just hit him in the head, you know. No biggie. Wow. You got to get the crits or vitals to do that. Okay. Which means... what are we at? I was not shooting. I was dropping the aim on him. Shit. Well, I gotta do things. That was this. He's still uncocked. He's fired 2 rounds. And now we're on the last action. And with only 1 point, he's doing a duck. He's doing a duck. Do these have any special effects? No, not if they're not active. And he's not doing his shoot because of all of this. So now we come to the end of the round. And he loses 3 of his delay. He has no serious hits. So everybody just gets their cards back. And that's where we are as we enter turn 2. Flip this over. We'll get to that. So everybody selected their actions. We're on the first activation phase. He's got a 4-round delay kicking off, so his shoot's not going to take place for quite a while. This fella is going to be doing a turn. He actually comes later, but he's going to do this. Why am I doing turn? I'm okay turned. I could advance and attack. I screwed up. I'm going to change my orders. I'm going to go for a lock instead, I guess. Okay, so I've got an advance going. That doesn't take place yet. He can do a draw and cock. That allows him to cock the weapon. He doesn't have to do both actions. He can just do the cock part. It doesn't have to be whipping it out. So that's his first action. He could have fan-fired if he wanted, but he didn't want to yet. So we go to 2. He's still busy. Over here, not ready yet. Here the advance takes place, and I can advance into this space. And you can see these deformed hexes. That's okay. You just kind of cope with those. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe the turn was necessary? No. Okay. So now, that's the end of 2. We go to 3. Still busy. 3. I get my cock, aim, shoot. Now here's the thing. I've got a shot coming next, which I'd have to fan fire if I take it next time. If I take it this time, I can do it without the aim. I'm really kind of worried about his capability, and this guy's right on top of me, so I could fan fire him. So I'm going to let loose with my shot. So that gives me a two-handed gun. 2, 3, 4, 5 at range 2. It uses up a bullet. So I really want to get that shotgun out of my way. 3, 4, 5 at range 2 is a miss. Well, that sucked. Okay, that is 3. He's not on 3. He's going to be doing this lock, and I don't know. I can look here. Does this help with lock? Yes, it does. So I'm going to be able to block him. Anyhow. Okay. So I think we go to 4. His delay is used up now. 4. I'm going to shoot. I'm going to fan fire into him. 4 doesn't do anything here. So now the fan fire is only a 3, but I'm at range 1. I get basically my choice of where to hit him. I don't think I see this. Yeah, I do see this, because he's already begun the action. Once it's kind of revealed, he's begun it. So it's a Colt 45, and I get to choose what I want, but I can't do critical or vital. I think probably the best thing I can do is I can hit him in the body. So that's going to do 4 stun. That's going to probably knock him out so he can't launch his attack. I, of course, have that duck in place, but no. No. And you don't know what they're going to do, too, in terms of total. You know, it's part of it. You have to kind of say, well, I'll take the odds on this kind of attack or this kind of attack. So that's going to be 3 delay he's built up. And he takes 3 hits here, which drops him down to a 17. Now, we got more coming in here. I stagger him. Stagger whips you around and drops you, if I recall correctly. I have to keep looking these up, though, and that's one of the problems with this design, is that... Is this an example or is this the actuality? I don't know. Somewhere specifies the character is upright, he draws 2, and then he's going to drop. Okay. That'll make attacking more difficult. So this is hex back right. Okay, I think this is back right, but I'm not sure. Again, I have to look on their little chart to make sure. So I'm facing front. Left would be this, so this is back right. So I go into this hex, and a head left would be I'm facing this way, but I'm flipped over. Somebody brought up, it's a slight annoyance, using circular counters with facing. I don't find it that annoying, to tell you the truth. I mean, you got the pointer here. It's not like if they were hexagonal counters, then it would make sense. But I don't see how there's much of a difference between squares and circles, except the circles may be a little easier to bump. But I'm not too disturbed by it. Okay. And he fell to the ground. He's okay with the stagger, I think, unless there's other effects to stagger I didn't see there. Yeah, no, there was something else, the leg wound or whatever, that had other effects. And then I have a serious 2, which means I'm going to start bleeding. Here it is. You have a serious? No. Okay. So that's round 4. Round 5, I'm ducking. That doesn't do anything. Round 5, he doesn't have anything to do. His lock has been delayed too much. And likewise with him, he gets to shoot. Uh-oh. This is why I didn't want to shoot him. Okay, now, I've got to find some counters that I don't have out, which I think are these blast markers here I should be using. But I'm not going to use them. My weapon, am I specified here, is a B7. I think what that means is it goes out 7 hexes. I have to look this up. Shotguns. Shotguns. Which I happen to know are, I thought they were in the brawling section. They're in section 3. When a shotgun fires, the shooter puts blast markers down to form a blast pattern. The B7 goes 6 hexes away, tracing a straight line. So I'm going to use these instead just because. 1, 2, well, I think the wall stops things, but there's no other people here. So it's just going to run through these hexes, which is more or less what you'd expect. Now, the blast pattern includes the shooter's and target's hex. The shooter uses his first draw to find out where the target, his target is hit. Then he draws a hit card, ignoring malfunction. So I got to worry about a possible malfunction on the first shot. And I'm only firing 1 round with this. This is a double barrel shotgun. I could have pulled both triggers, but that screws up the aim that I've got here and stuff. So right now we're looking at 2, and it's a 2-handed gun. So it's 2, and he has, I think, no bonuses. So I've got a total of 2 here. Fire, aim time 2. There's no malfunction here, but I don't know where I've hit. So, what happened? I mean, did I somehow miss him with a shotgun? The shooter uses to find where the target is hit. Then he draws a hit card for every other character in the pattern. So I don't think I hit him. I get a shotgun bonus. When the shooter draws for his target, the shotgun bonus is added to his normal aim time. Okay, so I gotta look up shotgun bonus. That's gonna be on the weapon, which I don't know where it is. My rule book's falling apart. When you got a rule book that you got to flip through all the time to find stuff because you can't find it on the player aids, yeah, can't find it there either. All right, we'll keep looking here. Oh, I bet it's on the back of this map. That's a brilliant idea. Huh? Okay, so this is an R10 shotgun. Okay, I see no shotgun bonus. 1 double barrel. That didn't help. Okay, so, and you can see, you know, trying to remember all these rules is impossible, but trying to find them is just as hard. So basically, the only way you can get good enough to play this game is to play it a lot. And, you know, that's not what rules are for, right? Okay, so let's see if we can find shotgun bonus. The shooter draws for another character, not his target. No, that's only for another character. Yeah, so I'm actually, I think, better at shooting people who aren't me. But I don't know about that because I can't find shotgun bonus anywhere. So I'll ignore that. He missed him. Whatever. I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll walk away and try to read the rules for 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, I have time for that when I'm in the middle of a game, right? You know? Wasn't too bad. It's handled further up here. I just find Avalon Hill's rule formatting always impossible for me to comprehend. I don't know quite why it is. Their case structure isn't that different from the SPI stuff, but it never sinks in on me, and I can never find anything in it. Anyway, what it is it's the range, which indicates the spread. So I actually had, I think, 2 more. I don't remember what my number was. It was 1, 2, 3, so I'm at 5. My range is still too far for a 5 to 6 even, so I did not hit. So indeed I missed. Now, had I done both barrels at once, I would get to fire the other barrel, but I was wrong. I think about the effect of the second barrel. I don't know. I guess I was right. Both barrels would give me somehow a better chance. I understand the better chance to hit, but they both would use the same aiming factor and stuff. And basically what happens is you have 2 parallel streams of shot. So either both should be close enough together that they almost always hit together, or both should be spread enough that they almost never hit together. And that's just not how the game handles it. I could buy either argument with 2 barrels, not having fired a double barrel shotgun with 2 barrels at once, but whatever. Okay, so that's what we're sticking with there, and I think we're at the end of the turn. We have some delay to reduce. This guy loses 1, this guy loses 2, and we'll go to the next round, and that'll give me some chance. You know, I think this is supposed to go 20 turns. I could be marking off the turns up here. That might be wise. That was turn 3. I'll just try to keep track of that. And I'm going to want to come back after I charge up my batteries a little. You'll be happy to know swapping magazines on my camera works great. At least so far. Except, no, this one's not charging. Oh well, there it goes. Okay. So I selected my actions. These guys are both kind of hurt, so they could only have 3 action points each selected for the round. I mean, any others, that would be a waste. Which means we open up here. I'm opening up with a draw and cock. Now, I would rather not use my other hand here, but I'm running low on bullets here. I could just drop the gun, but that seems stupid. So I'm going to use this for a cheap point. That gets me through step 1. These guys both are in delay for step 1. On to step 2. This guy's in the wrong order. Step 2, he doesn't get to do anything. They're both out of their delays now. Step 3, neither one of them has a 1-pointer. Step 3, he could fire. Now, I have 2 people I can shoot against. I can look at him and see he's got a 3-point action that he's processing, so he's not going to get to shoot me. So I'm going to lay down some aim on him. Just try to improve the shot here. I can't even fire at him. I'm not sure I could have fired at him before I needed to turn. Oops. I defended myself on too successfully. Kind of reached around behind my back and did a trick shot, I guess. Oh well. So that's at 3. Now at 4. He gets to cock his gun. 4, he's still working. 4, I get to actually fire here. And I don't know why I have duck here. Some kind of thought that he'll be able to attack. So I'm at 1 plus 2 for aim is 3. Make it a 6 at 2 hexes. 6 is pretty good. I get my choice. Oh, I forgot to draw his injury. He's got a serious injury. Let me take care of that. He gets a drop, which doesn't affect him, and 2 extra delay points, which means he's not going to do what he planned on. Well, he could have gotten lucky, I guess. Very lucky. Those 2 delay points count also against his hits. So he was at 17, now he's at 15 here. He's just kind of rolling around on the ground hurt. Alright. So what was my shot? It was my choice. I want to go for the heaviest thing I can do. This is the 45 again. I kind of liked the body that did a lot of stun. Other things do too, though. I could go for his gun hand. The body does the serious damage. How did I not hit him? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go for his gun hand here. And that's going to get him 4 stun, the same as the body does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 delay points. Pump him up to 8. He's not doing anything this turn. Give him 6 more hits. Over here on his endurance, he was at 13. Now he's down to 7. Fading fast. I get a gun hand hit, and I gotta look these up because again they're not covered over here. Any weapon in his gun hand drops in his hex. Well, he's got it in one hand, it goes to his other hand as his gun hand is shot. And he loses any aim he had, which was none. Oh, speaking of which, we fired. And cock. Okay. What's the next one? A serious one. So he's going to start bleeding. We really want to knock his gun out. That's the big thing. And we also got a gun arm 4. Which is somewhere over here. He subtracts N from his aim time when he shoots a gun in his gun hand or both hands. So he now has 4 on his gun hand. And that makes him pretty damn useless for firing. Okay. And we're not quite done yet. Even if these guys have no actions that they can take, he still gets the duck. And I think this is pretty much over. Part of it because I cheated and did a shot off to the side that I wouldn't have been able to. I would have been able to do a turn. I think turns are only 1 action, if I recall correctly. Earlier, had I programmed that in instead of the duck and been able to cover more of the room that way. Just by moving this way. But I kind of forgot about that. Oops. Well, the Marshal's a damn good shot. That's all I have to say. Alright, so these get halved. So he's down to 4, he's down to 2. And, you know, I may be cheating here as well. I don't remember if the serious... I think that happens actually before you program, but I'm not sure. Which means they would have had more capability to think about what they're doing. So if that's the case, I ought to record that before I draw my thing. So let's do that, I guess. He's going to drop to the ground. As he faints from damage, and the other guy takes 1. 6 delay points and 6 wounds. 6 wounds, he may be... Looks like he's down to 9. And he gets 6 more delay points, which puts him up to an 8. So he's not doing shit this turn. And I mean, it's not like they'd be able to do much with the amount of delay that he had accumulated last turn. It's not like these decisions would have made much difference. But it does inform him how bad off folk are. And that's one of the reasons I'm not quite sure of the sequence here. We got to kind of see Yeah, Sirius comes after you select the action cards. So I actually don't know that he's out of commission. So I'll try to pick my cards as if I don't know that. I was doing it correctly before. Unfortunately, there's a lot of player aids to the game. There are a lot missing, like the sequence of play in a clearly determined fashion. It's not even in the rules in a clearly determined fashion. It's, you know, this annoying all little paragraphs. It would be nice to have, you know, your SPI standard, here's the sequence of play. And that's one thing that is definitely missing from a lot of Avalon Hill games, is just spelling out that sequence of play in a couple of clear little single line. Hey, you do this, you do this, you do this. I shouldn't have to read this, and I shouldn't have to try to remember it, especially on a first play. But I don't see Don Greenwood's name on this. Yeah, so maybe Hamblin is really this bad at writing rules all on his own. He's listed as the developer. I usually blame Greenwood for anything bad that happens, although I know that he's got credits on a lot of things for design credits. When he didn't design the game, he did development work, which is just weird. So he may have had a hand on this and said, hey, do it just like you did Magic Realm. That was really great. Everybody loved that. I'm pretty much at geez, I don't remember where I left off. I could go back and look at the video, but I'm not sure if these delays are correct for the beginning of the turn, i.e. where they halved and I still have to take the serious wounds, or did I take care of that first? But you know what? This one's decided, and I'm going to send it up. I think I'm done with the game. I just don't think that it's terribly an appropriate game to play solo. I'm going to transfer this stuff to a sheet, to a tray, though, because I do have the feeling this is something I'm going to want to play if I can get people to game with me. My wife and I could play it, certainly, but I don't know. She and I haven't been playing games much anymore. But yeah, I think this is. I think this has some nice elements to it. I don't think I'd want to take it to the next step of the role-playing game. It looks like such an annoyance to me unless I had a group that was, you know, so totally gung-ho about this. We had this with our Car Wars group where, you know, everybody wanted to play Car Wars or whatever, or at least a couple of people did. And we weren't really into just, oh, let's do a, you know, kick together and just throw up a Car Wars scenario at random, hey, build a car and come in. So we started playing, you know, auto duel circuits and stuff like that, which was really cool. And it improved the gameplay for me because I don't like to keep coming to something again and again when I'm just doing a single scenario. And that's kind of the thing, is I feel like the framework for the role playing would work well in the kind of situation where, you know, you had like, I don't know, an hour a day to game, and you would just play this for maybe a couple months within a campaign or something, and that would give you the structure to make that work. Anyway, I'm going to send this up as is and probably move to something else.